Yes, Tinubu must fail. And I have my reason. I know that there are those who are praying, particularly the pastors, who are saying that we should pray that Tinubu succeeds. But they seem to forget something. And that is what many Nigerians are also forgetting, that is making them to mistakenly pray for Tinubu to succeed. Meanwhile, Tinubu has succeeded. And Tinubu is succeeding. The problem is that while Tinubu is succeeding, Nigeria is failing. So anybody who comes to tell you that, oh, you must pray for Tinubu to succeed, for Nigeria to succeed, they don't know what they are talking about. It's about exactly 1 year since Tinubu got into office. How would you judge him? Would you say Tinubu has failed? Or would you say Tinubu has succeeded? Now, this is a question that is tricky. Because on the one hand, I am saying that Tinubu must fail. So it would appear as though Tinubu has succeeded. But Tinubu must fail. And indeed, Tinubu has succeeded. It's just that Nigeria has failed instead. So people who say Tinubu should, or we should pray for Tinubu to succeed, must understand that it is possible that Tinubu succeeds and Nigeria fails. How do I know this? I need you to understand what I'm saying, and I need you to look at it critically. Don't just be quick to be a keypad warrior. Don't be quick to just abuse or insult me. I implore you, this time around, I beg you, please listen to my reason first before you conclude to insult or make negative comments. I'm not just saying this because I supported Peter Obi in the 2023 presidential election. And I'm not saying it because I don't like Tinubu. Yes, Tinubu does not inspire me. There's nothing for me to copy in Tinubu. I know people say that, oh, he's the greatest politician in Nigeria of all time. I don't believe that. There's nothing about Tinubu that inspires me. But I'm not saying this because I don't like Tinubu. That's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying it because of what I will explain in this story. What do you think will happen if a group of thieves, known thieves, let's say Alibaba and the 40 thieves, you know Alibaba and the 40 thieves. Let's say we had a gang of armed robbers that we know to be armed robbers. But there are so many that they were able to gather themselves together after terrorizing a community for a very, very long time. They were able to gather themselves together. And they decided to make one of them to be governor and put some of them in the legislature, put some of them in the judiciary. What do you think will happen in that kind of scenario? That whole community will have a scenario whereby armed robbery will become legal because their armed robber friends in the legislature would make laws that would make armed robbery to become legal. And the armed robbers in the executives will execute the armed robbery laws that have been legalized by their armed robber friends in the legislature. And if people decide to go to court, they have their armed robber friends in the judiciary to rule in favor of their armed robbery laws made by their armed robber friends in the legislature, executed by their armed robber friends in the executives. So what you find is that you can have a situation where a group of persons, a group of armed robbers, can capture a whole state. When that happens, it is either the armed robbers will now continue to succeed in their armed robbery while the state fails, or the armed robber fails and the state wins. But so long as the armed robbers are in power, the state will continue to fail because they will continue to connive together or collude together to make sure that their armed robbery laws continue to be in force. Is there any similarity between this analogy I'm just giving now with what is happening in the Tinubu administration? Look at what happened in the National Assembly today. So Tinubu was there. The Senate President was there. The Speaker of the House of Representatives was there. And they have all colluded. There's supposed to be checks and balances, the principle of separation of powers in democracy. But what we have now under Tinubu is collusion. All the two other arms of government that are supposed to provide checks and balances, that are supposed to provide separation of powers, have been dissolved into the executives. This is why I say Tinubu has won, or Tinubu has succeeded. But what you find is that Nigeria is failing instead. We need Tinubu to fail, and there's only one way to make Tinubu fail. And unless we make Tinubu fail, Nigeria cannot succeed. Look at what happened with the so-called removal of fuel subsidy. Because Tinubu has his friends in the legislature, even when the National Assembly did their own investigations and found out that there was no such thing as fuel subsidy, they still did nothing. In fact, they ratified Tinubu's decisions. The same thing with the devaluation of the Naira in the name of unification of FX window. Has it unified till date? It hasn't. Who is suffering it? The people. So Tinubu continues to succeed because he continues to have his people everywhere. Media. You can't say something negative about Tinubu without having people, keypad warriors, rabble rousers come at you. Even when deep in their hearts they know that what you're saying in criticizing Tinubu is correct, they will have to still do their job because they are paid to be rabble rousers, to be keypad warriors. But they fail to understand that in helping Tinubu win, because Tinubu is actually winning, they are helping Nigeria to lose, and Nigerians are losing. So if you have a heart, you will discover that you need to make Nigeria win. And there's only one way to make Nigeria win right now. We need to open up the political space. I can't say this enough. The reason why we have the likes of Tinubu that have captured the Nigerian state, they are everywhere. They are in the media, they are in entertainment, they are in music, they are in education, they are in politics. The traditional rulers are in their palms. They are everywhere. So it appears as though Nigerians are docile because Tinubu and his people have captured the Nigerian state. They have succeeded. So anybody who is calling for people to pray for Tinubu to succeed is ignorant and naive. Tinubu has succeeded. Meanwhile, Nigeria has failed, but we can salvage it. The time has come when we need to look beyond ourselves. We need to stop looking beyond ourselves, really. Because all we do right now is think that we need somebody to come and save us. Nobody is coming to save us. And like I said before, a tree does not make a forest. And so Peter Obi alone cannot save us. Peter Obi is the right solution. He has the capacity to lead us in the right path. But one Peter Obi cannot do the job. We need other Peter Obis. We need to open up the political space. We need to open it up. We need to create a level playing field for Nigerians with integrity to spring up. And unfortunately, this happens at the political parties. And even more unfortunately, the Nigerian political parties right now are not structured to throw up right candidates because it is still cash and carry politics. They operate. Their crayfish is bent. They are used to cash and carry politics, big money politics, strongman politics. That's what they are doing. That's why you have the likes of Aburi refusing. He cannot just find himself giving up the position of chairman of Labour Party. If I were him, I probably would have walked away and said, okay, fine. If you guys know how to do it, go and do it. But no, it's grab it, snatch it, run with it mentality across all the political parties. And unless we have a change in the ideology of political parties, nothing can happen. Now, here's where the problem is. We can scream all we want that, oh, we need to have this there, we need to have that there. Until we get involved, nothing will change. And that is why we need a fresh and new political party in Nigeria today. We need a political party where no nomination fee is charged. No nomination fee. A political party where anybody can run for any office, including office of President of Nigeria, without paying for nomination fee. A political party where the mode of primaries is direct primaries. We need that kind of political party. A political party where it is spelled out clearly in their constitution that before you can run for any elective office in that party, you must have been a member of that party for at least 12 months. And you must have undergone the orientation, 2 weeks orientation program of the political party to orientate you, to align you with the ideology of the political party, which includes things like the Free Food and Social Welfare Law, Anti-Corruption Amnesty Law, Education Tourism Prohibition Law, Medical Tourism Prohibition Law, Small Business Promotion Law. You cannot buy a product that is made in Nigeria. You cannot buy a product from abroad that is made in Nigeria. These are the ideologies that we want to put in, that we are going to put in this our new political party. Now, this is your opportunity to join us to create this new political party. Some of you are already clicking. Some of you have already joined. I appreciate those of you that have joined to help us create this new political party. But we need to do more. We need a lot more. We need at least 10 people from each of the 176,000 polling units across Nigeria. We need them across all the 8,000 plus ward, across the 774 local government, across the 36 states and the FCT. We need you. Nigeria needs you. Before you think of jackpotting, let's apply this solution first. Let's create this political party, Abundance Party of Nigeria. This is the only way out. Look at what is happening in the media right now. What is happening? Today now, tomorrow, the whole talking points will now be, oh, Tinubu 1 year in office. Tinubu 1 year in office. It's a trap. If you're a supporter of Peter Obi, don't fall into the trap. I know it's very tempting. It's some kind of intellectual masturbation. It's a feel-good thing to do. To get involved in the argument of saying, oh, Tinubu has failed. 1 year into office, he has not done anything. You're talking into thin air. It's like shadow boxing. You're boxing the air. His people are already positioned across every strata of media, whether social media or mainstream media. As you are shouting, they are shouting even louder. You are telling them Tinubu has failed, giving them real points. They will be telling you Tinubu has succeeded and giving you their fictitious points. So it is a trap, it is a waste of energy to get involved in any argument to see whether Tinubu has failed or not. We all know Tinubu has failed. So what do we need to do? We need to take action. And time is running out. We need to take action to make sure that Tinubu fails. Right now, he is succeeding. And if you engage in this needless argument about his 1 year in office, about whether he has performed or he has not performed, then you are falling into his trap. That is what he wants. Tinubu has failed. We all know this. But stopping at talking about the failure of Tinubu is playing right into Tinubu's hands. What we need to do is understand that time is of the essence. Time is going. Like Pastor Femi Lazarus said, goats are queuing for 2027. And the only way for us to stop them is for us to take action right now. Click the link in the description. Join the Abundance Party of Nigeria. Let us create it from scratch. This is the only time in the history of Nigeria where you, as a Nigerian, is given the power to decide how a political party is created. What are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and join. You see, I do not blame those who are arguing in support of Tinubu. I don't blame them. The only people I blame are those who supported him without gaining something. Anybody who comes out on social media right now to support Tinubu is somebody who is benefiting from the government or the administration of Tinubu. So if somebody is buying new cars right now under the Tinubu administration because of the benefit they get from the corrupt system that is in place under this Tinubu administration, why should I blame such a person? I won't blame such a person. The only person I will blame is anybody who stupidly comes online to support Tinubu and does not gain from Tinubu. So if you're a supporter of Tinubu out there, you are one of those people who is coming out to argue in defense of Tinubu. If you are doing so and you know that you have not gotten some 50 million benefits from Tinubu or some real good benefit, maybe they have given you a house, they have given your children scholarship to go and study abroad, or they have given you, established a business of you that is worth at least 100 million. If you are not getting any of these benefits and you are supporting Tinubu, you are a very big fool. You're a very big fool. So I don't blame those who are in support of Tinubu who are arguing because they are gaining something. Those that I really blame are those who are not benefiting from this Tinubu administration. And they are not talking. They are hoping to pray to God to solve their problem. You see, prayer will not get Nigerians out of this. The only way to get out is to join forces with other fellow Nigerians that are not benefiting from the government in power right now. Don't be like those people who think that because they are running some business and they are making some money, they are able to feed their family, then even if Nigeria likes, Nigeria can go to dine with the devil, burn to ashes, and do whatever. Don't be like that. That is a very selfish mindset to have. Let's think about the good of Nigeria. So even if you're doing business, you're not benefiting from the corruption of the Tinubu administration, and you're doing business, you're not suffering, understand this. 90 to 95% of Nigerians are suffering. And we should not just fold our hands and do nothing and think that because it is okay for us, then the whole country can burn. That's not a good thing to do. Because eventually, if Nigeria goes under, it will come back to bite and haunt you. The country won't be safe. And like you know, it's not everybody that can jackpot. Those other countries cannot contain all of us. So, if you're not benefiting from the Tinubu administration, then I blame you if you don't come to support this effort to save Nigeria. I know many of you are really in support of Peter Obi. I am in support of Peter Obi. And because of that, you are thinking that, okay, fine, let's make sure that this government fails so that people will now see why they need Peter Obi. Look, if you're playing that game, you are falling into the trap of Tinubu. That is a trap of division. It's one of the 5 strategies that he is using. People will not people know that the Tinubu administration is not favoring them. They just can't talk because they are hoping that somehow God will connect them to some destiny helper in the Tinubu administration that will change their lives. That God will grant them divine connection to some destiny helper in the Tinubu administration that will change their lives. So even though they know that the Tinubu administration is not working, the hunger that has been weaponized against them will not allow them to do the right thing. So if we're going to help them, we need to enact the free food stamp and social welfare law. That's on the one hand. Then on the other hand, we need to solve the leadership problem. And that is why it is absolutely important that we start this new political party. As they commemorate their 1 year in office, let us act as a matter of urgency and know that 1 year is gone, 3 more years to go. So if we're going to act, we need to act now. Click the link in the description. Join Abundance Party of Nigeria today if you want a Nigeria that works.